It's your boy B Spook, and we back with another video, boy. Another one, another horror video. I might do some more horror videos. I'm messing with them. I can't flag. Y'all let me know if y'all mess with the horror videos. We finna do the horror video.
Out on growth opportunity.
This was during a road trip last summer.
A road trip.
I was taking a long route home.
What's up with these females and these deep voices, man? That big got a deeper voice than me.
From visiting a few relatives, so I was driving about 4 hours each day to a different destination. This was after my last stop. Everything left on the last 8 hours of driving home was just empty woods as far as I knew. There was another city I wanted to stop at, but it was just too far out of the way for me to justify stopping there. From my previous stop, I left at 6 p.m. to get to my final Airbnb that I had booked at a cabin about 2 hours away. It happened to be on the route home.
I want to do Airbnb cabin one day, but I'm not doing Airbnb cabin, and I'm the only cabin in the wood because of hell no.
So that's why I went with it. I figured it'd be better than whatever cheap and crappy motel there was along the road. Where I was, the landscape was pretty flat, but there were a decent amount of trees scattered around. When I pulled up to the cabin, it was clear they had planted a row of large pine trees perfectly in a line at the front of the cabin, with the gravel driveway going through the middle. Honestly, the outside of it, mixed with the landscape, there were a decent amount of trees scattered around.
Look at her neck.
When I pulled up to the cabin, it was clear they had planted a row of large pine trees perfectly in a line at the front of the cabin, with the gravel driveway going through the middle. Honestly, the outside of it, mixed with the landscape, was a little bit spooky. I parked and unlocked the padlock with the code I had emailed from the host. Despite the outside, on the inside, the cabin looked newly renovated, probably to be an Airbnb.
Newly renovated. That bitch do not look renovated, and that bitch do not look furnished. What the fuck? She bought that bitch for like $50 a night.
But it was really nice. Small, but cozy. I didn't unpack much since I'd only be there for the night. I sat at the table and ate a meal I'd picked up from a drive-thru. But only 10 minutes after I'd gotten settled in, there was a knock at the door.
The fuck you eating?
It startled me because I'd never heard a car pull up or anyone walking outside.
Wipe your mouth, bro. Wipe your mouth.
I got up and answered the door. There was a man, looking about 40-ish, with a gray and black beard and shaved head. "Hi, I was just stopping by to make sure you got in and everything was good," he said with a smile. Knowing it was just the host now, I said I was good and it was all great. I then said goodnight and shut the door. I thought it was a bit strange he showed up unannounced just to ask if I was okay, but I thought he must have lived close by or maybe even on the other side of the property or something. Also, it's worth mentioning that the guy had an unusually strong odor coming from him. It smelled like maybe he'd been working out in a field all day. I just found it a bit odd as well. I went back to the table and finished eating, then took a shower to wind down for the night. I was only in there for maybe 5 minutes before feeling tired enough and just wanting to lay in bed already. I dried off and hopped in bed, staying on my phone for a little bit, when there was another knock at the front door.
If you have Snap or Medicaid, you may qualify for a free iPhone or Samsung.
Don't nobody want that big ass
Plus
phone.
This one scared me just as much as the first time, because again, I never heard a car pull up or anyone walking outside. It had to be the host again, but why?
Jit living under the house. Cause he don't got nowhere to stay. He trying to make a little bit of bread, but then he found out you a female. So now he finna.
Why? And so soon after he just came over. Immediately, I knew this was odd, and I felt really uncomfortable.
Don't go up there.
I checked my phone, and of course, there was no text or call from him.
Like, yeah. Why you
I
ain't just
slowly
call him?
walked into the main room, hearing him knock several more times.
Don't go out there.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to answer the door or not, but I ended up just calling out from the other side and asking what he needed. He stopped knocking. "Can you open the door, please?
No.
I just wanted to ask you one more thing. I'll be quick, I promise."
Ask it through the door.
I didn't respond for a few seconds, because I honestly didn't know what to say. In those few seconds, he must have gotten impatient, because he knocked on the door again and asked if I could open it.
Hell.
I said I was late and I wasn't in the mood, so if there wasn't an emergency, then I'd like to be left alone.
That's the owner, bro. He know the lock. He know the code to the lock. He finna break in that bitch when she go back to bed.
He took a long time to
Oh,
answer
shit.
after that. The silence was really eerie. Once it reached a whole minute, it was even more so. I didn't hear him walk away, so was he just standing out there? I quietly walked up and looked through the small.
What's up with all these females that don't close their curtains? Close the curtain. That's the first thing you do when you get in the fucking house. Shit.
Window on the door. He wasn't out there. I immediately thought that he must have snuck away, because surely I would have heard his footsteps on the gravel if he just walked away. But then, where was he?
Oh,
I didn't know
hell
what to do. I felt really uncomfortable and
Yeah.
didn't know why he was acting so strange. I stood there by the door for a minute and listened for anything. Honestly, I was scared to move. But then, I happened to glance over at one of the windows in the living room. I saw his eyes staring into
my
mine.
goodness.
I panicked and sprinted to the bedroom, where I called 911. While I waited, I heard what sounded like him trying to lift open the window, which was terrifying, but also odd, considering he had to have had a key to his own house. But that's when I figured it all out. That man wasn't the host. This was confirmed when police arrived. He'd already run off. We have no idea in which direction, but we got in contact with the actual host and owner of the cabin. I don't know what that man's intentions were that night. Obviously, he was lying and
Hell
clearly
no.
plotting something, but I'm just glad I didn't open the door.
Good thing. You smart. Man, like this video because I just like their video. So like my video, man. It's Be Spook, man. I'm out, man. Let me see. Which one is the stop recording button?